Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome again to another live this morning, and hope you're having a great start to your day. The sun is out here. How about you guys? Okay, and so I want to say hello to my dear friends and followers online here. We appreciate it. Kevin from Oshawa, Jen. And Jen's at the gym. Well, I'm going to talk about that this morning. Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Mary, Andrea, Niagara Falls. And Dubraka from Mississauga. Rosa, bonjour. And Nick from our staff. Just Snow, back in Sudbury. Linda, good morning. Joanne, Lucan. Eileen, Georgina, Ontario. Beautiful. Carolyn. And Alma from Sudbury. Good morning. Evelyn. And Diane. Good morning. And Doc McEwen. How are you? West Tennessee. Dave. Good morning. Jeanette. How are you? Donna. Park Hill. And she's feeling better. Well, good, Donna. We appreciate it. Darlene. And Carrie from Nebraska. Fran from Orangeville. Catherine. Parksville, British Columbia. Gloria, New York. Good morning, Chantal from Ottawa. Micheline, Sturgeon Falls, beautiful. Catherine, Newfoundland. Serpa. Lots of snow, Serpa says, right in Dowling. Good morning. And another Donna from Bell Valley. Good morning, David. Jensen Beach, Florida. Laura. And Carol, Kapuskasey. You got Florida, Kapuskasey. Veronica, John, good morning. And Gary, go Canada, go. Yeah, they won last night, eh? Donna, Karen, Bonnie, Sheila from Sudbury, good morning. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And Fran from Balcarron. Anne, good morning. Moncton, British Columbia. Keith, how are you? From Bell River. Brahim, good morning. From Portland, Oregon. Rita and Suzanne. Linda, Pennsylvania. Frida, good morning. And Karen, couple more. We got to get going. Monique, Chelmsford, good morning. Chelmsford. Leanne. And Wendy, good morning. And Babika, good morning. Julie. Dale. Waterloo. And Karen from Kincardine. You guys are unreal. Dave and Aurora and Dave from Bancroft. Mary Jane, Connecticut. Yolande, I was waiting for you. From Hamner. Francis. Daphne. Suzanne. Guys, thanks a lot for coming on. Heather. Mirmashi. I know I get it wrong every morning, don't I? Elizabeth. Joanne. Diane. Good morning. Okay, let's get going. Maria. We appreciate you guys. Okay, now, we're going to talk about the brain. Two areas of the brain today. Your prefrontal cortex, okay? Prefrontal cortex and your hippocampus. Two studies I think you will find very interesting, very preventative, and who doesn't want to protect your brain? I mean, it's the biggest fear, really, of people when they get into their 40s and 50s or whatever. They're really, really worried about brain health, especially memory. And here we are today in a world with all the advancements that we have, and yet we have a very well, I hate to use the word because we overuse it, epidemic. We got a brain epidemic going on. Alzheimer's, the #1 killer in the United Kingdom and #3 in Canada and the United States. Just below cancer, heart disease #1, cancer right on its heels, and Alzheimer's. That's what kills us. But who wants to lose their brain, their memory? So when we talk about these two areas, there's good news. There's good news. Because 2 studies that come out talk about how to protect your brain. Okay? How to protect your brain. Now let's talk about the first one. It's if you keep your A1C down, you're going to protect your brain. Now listen to this study, okay? New study on A1C and brain shrinkage, okay? Really, really important. If your A1C is high, okay? 5.9 or higher, you have, or what's happening, and people don't realize this, when their A1C is high, their brain is shrinking. Their brain shrinks. Okay? 5.6 to 5.8, you get moderate. High shrinkage, 5.9 or up, and we're going to discuss this in more detail, okay? 5.6 to 5.8, and maybe, Wendy, you keep notes. You can maybe post this after if you want on our private Facebook group, okay? We appreciate, Wendy, what you do. Okay? Now, the other thing is small shrinkage at 5.3 to 5.5. And no shrinkage at all in your brain, listen to this, between 4.4 A1C and 5.2. Okay? Brand new study. Hot off the presses. And I'm going to tell you, dollars to donuts, you're not going to see this pretty well anywhere. It's unfortunate, but these things are so significant. So significant. You know, we just came out of 2022, and what we found out in 2022, I mean, in mental health, we found out we got duped. It was the coming out party in 2022 that the stuff about mental health, and Dr. McEwen would agree with me here in her doctorate of psychology, that we got duped. And one of the areas that we got duped was in depression, that antidepressants and SSRIs, they don't do much. They don't do much. And bipolar, all these years we were told that was a chemical imbalance, and we were told that depression is a chemical imbalance, and we find out, no, it's more. It has more to do with the metabolic syndrome that you and I talk about every day. It was the coming out. And Alzheimer's, okay, this was huge. And this is where the connection we're talking about. Alzheimer's is not, protein buildup in the brain. Amyloid plaque in the brain. That's what they taught us. That's what all the research on Alzheimer's was fudged. I mean, those were the three biggest stories really in 2022. And people forget. People forget. It's the same old, same old. Guys, listen. Let me unpack this study for you on A1C. What is A1C? Let's just go over it. A1C is a measurement of sugars over a 3-month period. Okay? You see what sugar does? Okay? Remember, your body is very intelligent. Sugar attaches to hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin, okay, is a substance within your red blood cells, okay? You got billions of red blood cells, okay? And in the middle of a red blood cell is hemoglobin. And hemoglobin is a sticky substance. So every time you breathe, you capture oxygen. Your red blood cells go by your lungs and they pick up oxygen. And hemoglobin is this sticky substance in the middle of the red blood cell that picks up oxygen, and now it delivers it. Your red blood cells deliver that oxygen to the rest of your body, from your brain to your toes. So when you breathe, think of that. Hemoglobin. The sticky substance that oxygen sticks to. But that's not all that sticks to hemoglobin. Sugar sticks to hemoglobin. Okay? We call it glycated hemoglobin. A1C. Okay? Glycated hemoglobin. Leave it to medicine to give it a big name so people don't understand it. But guys, that's all it is. It's a measurement of that sugar that attaches to hemoglobin. And it's an average over a period of 3 months. And when you get the A1C test done, it's one of my favorite tests because it tells me, if you send me your blood work, you know, doctors like to look at glucose, and that's all right. I'm not against it. I told a lady yesterday, okay, by the way, I said, will you stop taking your blood sugar every 5 seconds? You're driving yourself crazy. Okay? Doc, how come my blood sugar's up in the morning? Your blood sugar should be up in the morning. You're waking up. Your body produces more blood sugar. And, you know, brought to you by the people that make monitors for blood sugar. They want you to take it 20 times a day. Drives me crazy. It'll drive you crazy. What I like is A1C. It's an average. Much more indicative of what's going on in your body. Because metabolic syndrome, I'm laughing a little bit because a lady, someone, I should have kept her name because I appreciated what she said. She said, Doc, you always talk about health starts in the kitchen. And she says, health really starts in the grocery store. Yeah, you're right. Okay, but you know me, I like my little sayings. If you want to start your health journey, it starts in the kitchen. And before that in the grocery store. So I don't disagree at all, okay? It's an expression I use. Listen, Linda. A1C, a measurement of glycated hemoglobin, sugar attaching to the red blood cell, tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. And folks, let me tell you this with A1C. It's food, whether in the grocery store or in the kitchen. You know what someone said? I said this years ago, and I sort of haven't used this expression. You know your fork? Take out a fork and look at it. What's at the end of that is going to determine a whole lot when it comes to your health. Okay? So that's my expression. And you can use the grocery store, you can use the fork, and I like to say health starts in the kitchen. Okay? Anyway, they're all the same. They're all the same. A1C is food. And the study on your brain, especially the prefrontal cortex and your memory center, will be determined by what you eat. What have I said all these years, my friend, that have followed me? Some of you folks have followed me for over 20 years on the radio. Some of you folks know I have been talking consistently about crappy carbs and sugars. And my friend, let me just say this. Why don't we start with low-hanging fruit? Okay, because I talked to another lady yesterday. There's another lady. And I said, start with low-hanging fruit. What? Well, you know what? Instead of having oatmeal in the morning, which will launch your A1C through the roof, have bacon and eggs. Do the low-hanging fruit. Do you like bacon and eggs? I asked the lady, and she said yes. I said, well, don't eat oatmeal. Oatmeal is for horses. You're not a horse. If you want to help your A1C, start with bacon and eggs in the morning. How about that? Do you like bacon? Yeah? Well, then eat it. I tell mummies for 50 years, Mom, get your kids bacon or sausage and eggs. Throw the cereal out of your house. It's killing them. It's a slow death, but it's still killing them nonetheless. You see, that's starting in the grocery store, kitchen, or what's at the end of your fork or spoon. A1C, listen, think of it. A1C. Why I love it so much. And I've always said this. Here's me with my experience. I've always wanted your A1C to be below 5.4. Now, on this study, they wanted even a little bit lower than that because they said you will get no brain shrinkage if you keep your A1C from 4.4 to 5.2. That's low, my friend. And so maybe I will change my standards a little bit and come down. If you're anything over 5.2, according to them, you're going to get mild at 5.3, very mild brain shrinkage. 5.3 to 5.5. Isn't it? Guys, this, my friend, this is prevention. This is prevention. And A1C is directly proportional to what you're eating. You know, someone came yesterday on our private Facebook group and they were sort of poo-pooing the reset. Eat in moderation. It's like eggs, meat, and cheese isn't sustainable. Okay? And look, I appreciate all the feedback. Okay, so if someone wants to come on there and say, I believe in moderation, okay, I'm trying to change your mind about that. You're not right. You're actually wrong. That is the mantra of the food industry, moderation. Did you see, or still today, look at the Canadian or American food pyramid, the food guide. My word, it's completely upside down. That's moderation that they talk about. Well, you know, have lots of fruits and vegetables and grains. You gotta have your grains, because if you don't get your grains, you're not gonna get your fiber. You need fiber, fiber, fiber. Fiber drives me mental. Like, it's so overrated. Who told you that you need to have a big poo? Who told you that? The cereal companies. They started it. They did. You know, they want you to spend your time in the toilet. I was thinking of the Rolling Stones. I can't get no satisfaction unless I have a big, and I don't want to gross you out this morning. But you got to understand, when you are eating the right foods, you're lowering your A1. I'm going to tell you something. Have bacon and eggs for breakfast. Do it for a month, 30 days. And watch your A1C go down. Somebody else said it the other day too. I get tired of bacon and eggs. Jeepers, I've been eating, I'm 70, I'm going to be 71 soon. I've been eating bacon and eggs since the cows came home. What do you mean you're sick of bacon and eggs? I'm not sick of, it's like saying, Doc, I'm sick of coffee. What? How can you get sick of coffee? What do you mean? Oh, I want more variety. I don't like variety. Variety comes from the food industry. Oh, you gotta have, let's have 5 different cereals in your cupboard. Variety? Nah, what are you gonna have variety for? I never get tired of bacon and eggs. I never get tired of steak. I never get tired of it. What? Now, you can have a variety of meats. And you can have a variety. You can make your eggs any way you want them. Okay? I mean, stay within the food groups. Because what you're doing, my friend, is keeping your A1C down. It's protecting your brain. It's protecting your brain. I want to protect my memory. Okay? I want to protect my memory. As I get older, And I, in my practice, when I saw so much dementia, so much Alzheimer's, and underneath, I would tell, usually you came in with someone. I tell them, I wish you would have brought me them sooner. Medicine, and God bless them. They're looking for love in all the wrong places when it comes to your memory. They're trying to find a drug. The hijacking of the medical system by the pharmaceutical company. They want a drug. To them it's drugs. And prevention is drugs. Prevention, my friend, is food. Starts in the kitchen. When you understand, and I know you guys do, when you understand what elevates your A1C, when you understand that, like you do, well, take care of yourself first. It's like you're in a plane. Every time I go in a plane, and they say, pay attention, okay? And they say, okay, in the event, unlikely as it is, okay, that you need oxygen, right? They show you the mask. The stewardess, or the stewards, show you a mask, and they say, in the unlikely event that you need oxygen, automatically it will fall from the ceiling, and you're supposed to look up. And then it says, put the oxygen mask on first before you help anybody else. And that's the same in nutrition, my friend. It's the same in health, my friend. Help yourself first. Do it first. And then you can help others. Okay? And I have to, when I'm pointing at you, remember, I got at least 3 fingers pointing back at me and saying, Doc, listen, Doc. You can point out to people, but you got to do it too and take care of yourself too. You're not much good if you're not taking care of yourself. So guys, isn't that significant? Okay? Isn't that significant? A1C. It's food, my friend. It's food. Now, I told you there was 2 studies. Okay? And the other one has to do with vitamin E. The real vitamin E. Exercise. And brain shrinkage. Okay? So listen to this. Okay? New study on exercise, vitamin E, and brain shrinkage. The strong and the same 2 areas of the brain. A1C, food. Vitamin E, exercise, same 2 areas. Prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus. Campus, memory. That's all you have to... Look, 2 main centers in the brain. Hippocampus, hypothalamus. Thalamus, hormones. It's the hormonal center of your brain. It's the orchestra leader of all your hormones, right up in your brain. Hypothalamus. Hippocampus, memory. You guys know this. You already passed the test. And what aims at your memory center, food, does on the hypothalamus too. But we're talking hippocampus this morning. Hippocampus, food, A1C, exercise. Vitamin E. Vitamin E. 30 minutes. They're just showing what it does. Okay? 30 minutes of exercise. It increases your level of neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine. Okay? Serotonin, dopamine, GABA increased. Okay? Which is good for you. It lasts 2 hours. It lasts 2 hours. Long term, when you do exercise, and I'm going to give you the sweet spot, I'm going to show you the sweet spot for everything when it comes to exercise. Okay? This is 50 years, guys, of experience. 50 years in practice and in practicality. Because I've told you the story of my father. In 1968, starting to exercise. He was jogging on the spot on the carpet in our house, and my mom kicked him out. What are you doing? You're gonna destroy my carpet. And my dad says, I'm jogging. No, he didn't even use the word. He said, I'm running on the spot. And we all thought he was crazy. Nobody ran unless the police were chasing you in 1968. Unless you were in a race. My dad, what are you doing? He said, I'm exercising. Why? He said, because I'm a diabetic. I got to start exercising. My dad was light years ahead of people. And I love my dad so much. Within a month or two, I said, Dad, because my mom kicked him out. Not out of the house. Out of the house to exercise. I said, Dad, wake me up before school, and I'm going to go with you. And I remember, I couldn't even walk a block, never mind run it. And I mean, I was an athlete. You know, I went, what are you doing, Dad? You know? But I started working out. Vitamin E, exercise, is so good for you. Remember my new book, Sun, Steak, and Steel. Exercise, vitamin E. Here's what it does for the brain. For 2 hours, neurotransmitters go up. It's like taking an antidepressant. It's so good for you. But it actually helps, listen to this, long-term protection of the brain. It increases the blood supply in the long term, protecting your memory center of your brain. Now, what is the sweet spot of exercise? 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. 3 to 4 times a week. What is the best exercise for your brain? Resistant exercises, weight training. When you move, all movement is good. When you go for a walk, I love walking. It is good for you. Is it the best? No, it's not the best, but it's good. And it does help your brain, but not like strong muscles, strong brain. Strong muscles, strong brain. And this study is saying vitamin E protects your brain from shrinkage. Yep, it protects your brain from shrinkage. So guys, as we close up today, these are significant studies. One is in the kitchen, food, and the other one is whatever gym you like. You can do it at home. You don't have to go to a gym, but you can, for sure. Guys, isn't this significant? It's protecting your brain. Now that's prevention, my friend. That's prevention. Now we could talk about other things that protect your brain that are well established, by the way. Now, maybe we'll do that, but I had to bring you these two studies. Okay. I just worked out. I protected my brain. I was excited. I was pumped up. Now I want to pump you up. All of you there who are doing the reset, okay? And I'm encouraging everyone to do the reset, okay? I'm encouraging you. But for those of you who are not doing the reset, everything you put in your mouth is important, so remember that. Remember that. And it takes discipline. It takes determination. So don't forget the 3 Ds. Desire, information coming up here, and you say, yeah, I got it, doc. I got it. Food, exercise, I got it. Okay, now transfer that. Do 18 inches to your heart. Now you're going to be determined. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what anybody else says. I am determined to be healthier. And like I said, for a lot of you, start with low-hanging fruit. You can change your breakfast. Can't you? Instead of having toast, and I don't care if it's 50 grain bread. You can switch. You can. Go for the low-hanging fruit. Cut back on sugar. How's that? That's low-hanging fruit. Start with that. Guys, it's worth it. Your brain isn't the mystery they keep telling us. It's a mystery. Well, it's unbelievably made. I agree with that. But we got some pretty good indications on how to take care of it. So let's do that. Okay. Guys, what's tomorrow? It's Question and Answer Friday. So I'm going to answer your questions. And we all have a good time with that. Okay? It reminds me of my radio days. Live. Okay, guys, love you. Oh, and I mean it dearly. And I mean that too. Talk to you soon.